Hello and welcome to Hookstone Cacti. In today's video we're showing you some different cactus mixes. So it's starting with just preparing the soil. So I've just got a general houseplant mix today, but usually I just use the cactus mix, cactus and succulent mix, which you can find at most UK garden centres and DIY stores and whatnot. But it's peat free, so it's got a load of crap in it. Yep, so you just put some on this sieve like so. And then give it a gentle shake. And with the bigger bits, you do have to just break it up. Like so, and then like I said, you get a load of crap which you just discard into another to another trug there. So it's just crud we don't need, and we got the good stuff, or the better stuff without the bigger stuff, just in here. So you can do that for the amount you want, and we'll use this as a base for different mixes. So here we've got four little trugs that we're going to use for the different types of soil mixes that we've got. First, the green one here, we're just going to do the general cactus mix. I'll show you examples for plants that I'll use them for later. So just put one scoop in, one level scoop, 2 level scoops, that, and then we've got a scoop of coarse grit, and another level scoop of coarse grit, and then we just do the mix. So this is a ratio of 1:1. Even that's not quite enough. Put another one scoop in. An extra scoop in, because ideally you want a ratio of 2 parts soil to 3 parts grit, because you want it to be nice and draining, but still have a good decent base of soil. So you want it, so if you grab a small handful of it and squeeze it in your fist, it doesn't quite stick together as well. So this is good general cactus mix. Next one that's very similar is the less drainage mix. So we'll just put in again 2 scoops of soil as the base. But instead of 3 scoops like before of the coarse grit, we'll do 1 and about a half. There's 1.5 scoops of grit. Again, I'll just give it a good mix. Good little mix like so. As you can see, this one, the general mix, has got more grit in it, and then the bit more less drainy mix. Retains a bit more moisture, but I'll give you examples of succulents and even some cacti we can use for that mix as well. Next we'll go on to the seedling and cutting mix. So slightly different, and we do actually use another type of gravel here as well. So I just added 1 scoop of soil in. Next we're going to add some really fine grit. It's just a bit less than like a millimetre or so. So we've got another whole scoop of that. So the ratio is 1:1. The reason we're using this grit, the tiny grit instead of the big grit, is because the seeds are so on the surface, and the seeds can be quite small and can be sit on top of the big grit ones. So literally just got it there, and the ratio of just 1:1. Again, we sort of want to use moisture, a bit more tension for in the seedlings. So we're going to do that, and then we do for the seedling mix. We also mix in about half a scoop of pumice as well. And just to give it a good, more well draining mix. Again, we'll do the squeeze test with the fist. See, it doesn't quite stick. Now we'll use again a mixture of all the ingredients, including the big draining stones in the final tub. But like there's more specialist cacti as well. So, like before, we'll start with a scoop of soil, but this time we're only going to do a half a scoop of soil because we do want it mainly with the grit. So we got a full grit scoop, and we've also got a full scoop of the fine grit. And the full scoop of pumice. This is because we want it really draining, fast draining for these rarer, more difficult to look after species. Giving it a good mix. Mix there. See, very draining. And then again, if we do the fist test, see it literally just falls apart. So there we go, we've got 4 different types of cacti soil. So we've got the general mix, which is 2 scoops of compost to 3 scoops grit. Got the less draining mix, which is 1 scoop of compost to 1.5 grit. Then we've got a seedling compost, which is 1.5. So we've got soil, small fine grit, and pumice. And we've got a specialist mix, which is half soil, and then 1 of each grit, fine grit, and pumice. There. So now, let's just give you general examples of what I use these composts for. So here I've just got some examples of what I use this type of compost for. So general mix is for like your mammalarias and your other common cacti. And then the drainage, less drainage one is for your echivarias and your Thanksgiving and holiday cacti. And then you've got the specialist one, specialist cacti. So you've got your Lophophora, which is this example, your Ariocarpuses, your Strombocacti and your Tobanocarpuses. And then the seedlings and cuttings, you've got for seedlings as well. You can see for seedlings ones and the others, I've just used the general grit as topping at this stage when the cactus seedlings are about this big. Otherwise I don't have it because the seeds are sown on top. And then the mammillaria, you can see that it's got the grit as a base, as a top dressing as well. So there's your examples. You'll also use this mix here for like your majority of your euphorbias, as well as most other succulents. So more the leafy succulents, you'll use this mix. There's just less drainage mix and some specialist euphorbias, because there's a lot of them. Will also go in here with the specialist mix just to cover the basis. Like I said, you'll also use the seedling mix and cuttings mix for cuttings as well. But if you're doing leaf cuttings with echivarias, we'll use the drainage mix here. So there you go. Hopefully you found this video useful and you'll use it to create your own mix. You don't have to specifically use my mixes. So you can find out what works for your plants. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and you'll listen to my voice again hopefully in the future. Goodbye.